morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, Carla being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday. It is September 4th. It is freaking hot here in Southern California. We're having a heat wave. It's no joke. And today's like the worst day. At one point it was saying it was going to be 106 today. I think the forecast has been downgraded to like 102 or 103. Like, that makes a huge difference. All I know is right now it's 9 o'clock in the morning and it's already 93 degrees. As usual, I turned off my air conditioning to do my video, so you will see me start to get sweatier and sweatier as the video goes on. I know a couple people said turn it on, but I mean, it's right there and you guys are gonna just hear the noise, and so I will suffer through, but you know, my hair is gonna get limper and my face is gonna get sweatier, and just bear with me. So yeah, it's really hot. It's been hot all week. It looks like it's gonna stay hot in the high 90s. Kissing 100 for the whole week, and then it's supposed to like pop down to somewhere in the low 80s on next Saturday and rain. Who knows if that's gonna happen? It says it's a 60% chance of rain right now, but I bet by the time we get there, that will be gone. It will not be raining. I have a weird line on myself, and I don't know if I got that from the car on Friday or something. It's bothering me. But I will try to stop looking at my chest in the camera and ignore it. Okay, so big news. Tomorrow is a holiday here in the US. It's Labor Day. It's a 3-day weekend for most people, myself included, and so I decided to schedule a Zoom meetup. So I hope some of you are going to join me. It's going to be at 10 o'clock on 10 o'clock Pacific time. And I do not usually give the information on my videos as to the login codes and stuff like that, but because there was such short notice, I gave it last week and I will give it again right now. So the meeting ID is 853-6186-1155, and the passcode is DMC123. So please join me at 10 o'clock. Stitch for a couple hours and chit chat, and then relax for the rest of the day. I am not getting stuff done this weekend. It's just too hot, and you know, I say this all the time. You guys know I live in a pigsty here, surrounded by crafts and stuff and just piles everywhere. Yeah, so I'll try and get a little bit done. I get my dishes done all the time, but you know, basic cleanliness, you know, I managed to do that, but I don't know that I'm gonna get much more done than that. Maybe my coffee table cedar chest thing that I use, I will try and get that cleaned off today. Maybe a little organizing around the craft area because it's getting a little bit out of control. But other than that, it's too hot to do anything except relax and stitch. And what was I doing all day yesterday? I was watching Love Boat reruns, which was fun. Okay, so I don't have much life update except that it's really hot and I've been really busy at work. Anxiety over the asphalting of my apartment is back a little bit, because when I got home Friday night, there were signs posted all along the whole complex, not even half and half, that something like no parking Tuesday through Wednesday, 9 to 5, or 7 to 5, which is the signs that they had before, but we've gotten no notification from the apartment complex. Like nothing on the door, no email, nothing if you go onto the website saying that they're doing any work. And I mean, we're going to be coming off of a holiday weekend, so the office is going to be closed on Monday, so you can't ask questions. I don't even know if they're open on Sundays, because I've been waiting to get something on my door to let me know what's going on. So that's causing a little bit of stress, but I did talk to my friend and I'm like, look, if I get a notification and I can't park here on Tuesday night, can I please just leave my car at your house and have your husband drive me home, and then I guess I'll get my boss to pick me up the next morning. Because I can't do what I did last time and park 2 blocks away. I can't do that and walk in 100-degree heat for 2 blocks. I can't. I mean, no. Aside from which, there will be no parking, especially if it's like the entire complex, because before it was half and half. What I'm thinking it really is that the signs are right by areas where there's like a divot or like a little, not really a pothole, but like a little imperfection in the asphalting, and I'm thinking that maybe they're doing like spot work. That's what I'm hoping, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, we've got nothing on the door, no kind of notification ahead of time. And last time they were like, I mean, they changed it every other day, but they did give us a lot of notification about the parking, and this time there's nothing. So I don't know. It's one of those things that causes me stress, because I don't like, you know, it's funny. I say I'm not organized at home, and I'm not, but certain things I want to be organized. I want to know what's happening. I don't want that kind of surprise. It's hard for me to go with the flow there. But anyway, I'm trying to go with flow. I made arrangements so that I will not be like driving around all night with no place to sleep or park. So anyway, okay, so I think that's it as far as any preamble, which is like unheard ofly short for me. But let's get into it, because actually I have a lot of stuff to show you today, so it's probably not going to be a short video. So little golden book update. Update on the books and update on the video series that I have planned. I actually filmed my first video. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to film all the steps. And as I said, I'm not doing what in my mind would be a tutorial. I'm doing more of like a demo, like how I do it. And so that if you're interested, you can see and kind of get ideas. But I'm not, you know, giving you exact instructions on how to do it. But I think after watching what I do, you can kind of go forward and maybe create your own. But I'm gonna do it in small chunks, and then probably release them either all at once or one a day for like a week or something like that. But I did the first one, which actually I did it twice, because I finally sat down and I filmed this video. So the first one I did, where did I put, excuse my reach here. Where did I set these? I set them in an easily accessible place for my video, and then forgot that I did that. My first one, I basically just showed how to kind of like tear the book apart and prepare the covers. And so I did a video using 2 books. And then went to go look at it back and realized that I had it on like the fast forward mode or the fast mode, and so it was like, it ended up being like a 30-second video or something like that, and you can't come back from that in editing. So the next night I did another one, the same exact thing, and it's funny, I went to go look at it back and it was normal, and then somewhere in the middle all of a sudden it went to slow motion. But you can come back from that. You can I don't know why it did that. I don't know if it's something I hit or if it's just something on how it was presenting itself, but I was able to fix that. So basically I have 3 books that will be worked on in this series, and they are going to be giveaways during Flossnica this year. So I'm showing you because if they're books that you might be interested in, here's fair warning that they're going to be given away. So the first one is 101 Dalmatian Snow Puppies. This is sort of a Christmassy themed, you know, 101 Dalmatians book. Then I have another Christmas one, Mickey's Christmas Carol. I'm using this opportunity to use some of my Christmas books that I wouldn't want to use for myself or anything like that. And I have some Christmas paper, and so I'll be able to use that. Anyway, so this is Mickey's Christmas Carol. And then because I just think it's classic and people will like it, I'm doing an Alice in Wonderland. So I might do another one, so I have 4 books to give away, but I don't know yet exactly. But anyway, so I did do the first video on these. You can see that they're apart, and I showed how to do the grommets and the corners that I do on my covers. And so that first video is not completely in the can because I have to do an intro and stuff like that. But I think I'm gonna do an intro after I finish all the books so that I can show the books in the intros, and then, and then in each video, you'll see a stage of how to put together. So that is where I am with that. So it is on the way. So at least I did make a step in that direction. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So on to projects. I feel like my nose is running. Hold on just a moment so I don't get all sniffy. And then I sniffed. Okay, I'm classy. I'm classy like that. All right. Finishes. I have finishes. 2 of my finishes are kind of like, I just decided to be done with a project. I went through my whip list this week, and I think as it stood at that moment, I had 46 whips. I went through my whip list to identify the projects that I'm kind of putting on my short list to get finished this year. I did a push like that last year, and ended up getting quite a few things done that were on the list, and went into the new year feeling comfortable with starting a bunch of new things and not getting my whip list into the ridiculous territory. So I kind of want to do the same thing. I realize a lot of the things that are on this finish list are smaller projects, and then of course the bigger ones hang on and hang on and hang on. That's fine. But I still wanted to go through. And anyway, in the process of going through, I did identify one project that I have been looking at for a while that I was so enthusiastic when I started it. But that enthusiasm has waned a little bit, and other projects have taken over that enthusiasm. And what it was is that I had this big idea of doing the Shannon Christine mermaids. She has like these monthly mermaids, and I was gonna do like 9 of them, and I was changing all the colors and changing all their hair colors and changing all their skin colors, and I was gonna put them in this pattern. And I had this really pretty fabric that I dyed. It was this. It's still really pretty fabric. Now I have pieces left over. And I had done 2.5 of them. While I was doing that, I decided to also do a project for my niece Reagan for her birthday, and I had done 2 more of those mermaids and put them in a mobile. It was really pretty. It was 2 years ago that I showed it. But anyway, so I had done like 2.5 of these mermaids, and my enthusiasm for this project has waned, and I just decided, you know what, I'm done. I'm gonna cut out those little mermaids and be done with them, put them in my bathroom with all my other mermaids on the shelf, and be happy and done. And I still have all of the Shannon Christine mermaids. I bought them, I printed them out, I have them. If I want to go and revisit this project or revisit those mermaids, I can do it. But for now, these are done. So the first one, and see, this is where I feel like I messed up, right? So I had this idea of really changing all the skin colors and hair colors, because all of the mermaids are, very like white skinned, brown or blonde hair. And I want to change them all to having very odd skin colors, like, like blue and green and purple, skin colors and wild color hair to go with it. And the first one I did, I changed her skin to green and her hair to blue. The problem is that she totally blended into the fabric. So unless you look at her really close, she's hard to see. She's gorgeous, but you have to really look at her. From far away, you can't see. But anyway, so I cut them out. I put them in these tiny wooden hoops. What are these? 3-inch hoops. I covered the hoops on the outside with a washi tape. And this one, I was experimenting on different ways so that I could get them to kind of stand up. And this one, I just put these two, what are these called, alligator clips or something. And it does actually stand up on my table. So I think that will work. But anyway, here's this one. So again, these were done like 2 summers ago. Like summer of 2020, I think. And I'm done with them. I want to just put them on display. Now this one, the washi tape that I used up the roll, and I ended up with this little core. And so I turned the hoop upside down and then I glued it into the core, and it makes a nice little stand. So this one I think came out really, really cute, but of course she's more normal with brown hair and regular skin, but she does look really pretty. And she stands up. Let me see if I can show you. So if this were my counter, see? So they are done. That project is crossed off my whip list. I will be able to display them in my bathroom with my other mermaids. And the bonus is I have this bag that I got from Brie Gilly that she sent me. It's so pretty. And I got it right when I was starting these mermaids. And this has all the Shannon Christine, all the chart and everything like that I was doing for this project. But what I'm going to be able to do is take all this stuff out and then use this bag for something else. And since I totally love working on mermaids in the summer and have a couple other ones on the go, I might switch one of them over into this bag so that I can actually use this. And yeah, because it's so pretty, so pretty. And there's nothing nicer than having somebody make you a project bag. Especially a really, really cool, pretty project bag. It's great. It's great. So I have this to put back into my into use instead of sitting in a drawer because it's holding a project that I don't feel like working on. So that was that finish. But then I actually have what I would call a real finish of something that I actually worked on this week, which will be no surprise to you guys because, you know, I was really close last week. But I finished Bowl by Mill Hill. It is an Alley Cats. One of the Alley Cats, Cole. Now I ran out, this bothered me a little bit because Mill Hill's usually not like that, but I ran out of this dark gray. So the dark gray is used on the corners, and it's also used as in a blend with a lighter gray on the main color of the cats. The thing that is nice about the 4 Cole or the 4 Alley Cats patterns is they do use a lot of the same colors. The orange ones have the purples and the light green. They all have this dark green in them. The green fabric has an orange, but like the cat colors and everything, they're all the same. And they use the same symbol, they use the same color numbers, because sometimes you'll get a series and they're close but they're not exactly the same and they don't use the same numbers, and I find that really annoying. But these, they do. So I ran out of this dark gray. I needed like another 3 strands of it, you know, so like I didn't run out by a lot, but I did run out. But since I have the other kits, I just opened one and put the floss on my floss card, and that's the next one I'm gonna do. I kind of really want to start it, but then I don't want to start it because I'm trying to get my whip list down. So I may start it maybe in January, but I'm gonna leave this out for the second because when I get into haul, I will show you what my plans are for this. as far as finishing. Okay. Then the other whips that I worked on, and I feel like I worked on more than what I have on my list. When I sit down to stitch at night, I put it in my phone what I'm working on. And I feel like I stitched every day except for, I don't think I stitched Friday this week, but I only have 3 whips besides Cole listed. So I feel like I'm missing something, but I looked through what I have up here and I can't figure it out. So maybe I stitched on something more than once and didn't write it down. Okay, I worked on Midnight Meow, which is my Black Cat birthday salve for this year, 2022. This is, oops, hold on, let me move the needle out of the way. This is a Mirabilia pattern that is a free chart. I got it at Stitcher's Paradise in Las Vegas. This is not on the Mirabilia website, but I know Stitcher's Paradise had it. In fact, I just saw a FlossTube of somebody else who got this when they were at Stitcher's Paradise. Yeah, so I got the wings completely outlined and actually beaded because why not? So, and I have a plan for finishing this too, which I'll show you when I get to haul. I worked on Gigi, which is a Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixie. Oops, get in there. This one, the blue one with the cat. I like these Bewitching Pixie patterns. They're limited in a color palette, but they look really good and they stitch pretty fast and pretty easy. They're a great sort of lead in to stitching on Mirabilias if you kind of want to but are afraid to start, whatever. I mean, although you should never be afraid of any stitching project because it's just stitching. And I'm doing this on a fabric Flair printed fabric, the Cottage. So I worked mostly on her skin, but don't have the back stitching in yet. Of course, since as I said, I made kind of a plan this week on stuff I want to finish and all that kind of stuff. So as soon as I did that, I got this urge to start a bunch of new stuff. I'm holding off from that urge because I really want to get, you know, the whip count down for the year, and then I can start a bunch of new things. And a lot of what I want to start is stuff that's like, you know, companion pieces. Like I'm enjoying doing Gigi, so I kind of want to do another one on one of the other printed fabrics, and it's like I don't need to do that yet. Okay, and then the last thing I worked on as far as my list goes is my Mediterranean Mermaid, or Little Mediterranean Mermaid. So this is the original. You will notice mine looks absolutely nothing like this anymore. It is still the basic pattern. It's mostly color changes. Obviously, the flounder that I made is completely recharted, and I recharted a little bit in her tail and body, but this is my Mediterranean, my Little Mermaid. I don't think I'm gonna unroll her all the way. You guys have seen her like pretty much every week. I just worked on the tail, this area, this week. You can see her hair. This big lump, if you can see a big lump, it's because when I rolled it, I have those flowers in her hair, and I didn't want them to like damage the fabric that was rolling on top of it, so there's like a big wad of tissue in there to protect it. go. And the color actually kind of seems to be showing today. Usually it totally grays out. It's really pretty fabric. It's like totally this really pretty blue, and it's got splotches of like purples and pinks and greens, and it's just a really pretty fabric. And it never seems to want to show good on camera. Never. Not in pictures, not on film. It just wants to be gray, and that isn't what it looks like at all. Okay. So that's it for my stitching this week. Again, I feel like I'm missing something, but I think what it is I probably stitched on something more than one day and didn't write it down. I know I stitched on Cole a couple days, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't see anything else here that I worked on that is jumping out at me, but anyway, that's where we are. Okay, so as I said, haul. I do actually have some haul today. It's mostly finishing type stuff from a couple different sources. I got a few things from Amazon. I put in an order at Kohl's for a household thing that I needed, and I always look in their decor and see if there's anything that's like, you know, $2, and I found something. And then I went to the Dollar Tree on Friday and got a couple things there. So this is the thing that I got from Kohl's. I thought it was a cute little, it was originally $9.99. I think I got it for $3. I liked the kind of yellow gingham, and then the thing in the middle, there are always flowers. I mean, obviously I'm going to cover that. It sticks out, so I just like the dimensionality of it. But, you know, any little 3-inch square, 4-inch square piece would look good in there. In fact, what I think would look really good in there is the sunflower, the Chatelaine sunflower piece. That is kind of a companion to these two, but it's the sunflower one, and I think that that would look really good in there, and it would totally fit. So that's what I'm thinking of for this piece. But I don't know when I would do it. I just thought it was a cute thing. It was inexpensive, and sometimes like having these little cute, inexpensive finishing items. Okay, so that was the only thing from Kohl's. Then from Amazon, I got 2 things, and then I don't think these are gonna work, so I ordered, these are plastic. They're plastic head push pins. But I'm afraid that these aren't gonna work for what I have in mind. So I ordered some brass, some like brushed brass, so they're dark, and a little mallet. So this is my idea. I got 4 of these because there's 4 in this series. Who knows when I'm gonna get them done? So these may be sitting here forever, but from Kohl, that's done, right? So this is just a little artist canvas, a 4-inch artist canvas. So what I'm planning on doing after I get this kind of steamed and get that one wrinkle or fold out of the middle, I may have to actually block it, which I'm hoping I don't know if I can just steam it out. So I'm going to fold this. It should fit pretty much exactly once I kind of stretch it and everything. And then I'll staple it to the back. I don't know exactly yet how I will do the corners, but I will do them in some way so that they look decent, hopefully. And then my idea is to take brass, because I thought that this would be kind of more on balsa, and it isn't. It's on a harder wood than that. So I originally was thinking I would just take, you know, sort of push pins and push them in. But when I got it, I tested it, and this wood is harder than that. And I'm afraid I will not be able to get these in, yeah, without some kind of hammering of them. And I think these would crack. So that's why I got the ones that are brass. But I'm gonna just put, however it looks nice around the edge, because it'll be a decorative accent and also help hold it on. I probably will still staple it in the back, but, and then it'll just hang. So I think that's gonna look really cute. But I'm gonna have to use the furniture tacks and the little, I got a little, what is it, like a little rubber hammer, for tapping those. But it's sitting in my mailbox and I don't want to walk to my mailbox when it's 100 degrees outside. So it will sit there until I probably go to work on Monday. Anyway, so that is how I'm going to finish coal. So I might be able to get that done this week. I don't know, but it will get done sooner rather than later. And then I have these supplies for the other 3 of them for when I get that done. Okay, then, oh, what is my pen I was looking for? Okay, then I've watched several people in the last couple weeks who have gone to the Dollar Tree for, you know, different things and got craft supplies, and, you know, and I was like, so I got it in my head, I wanted to stop at the Dollar Tree. And, you know, I don't usually like stopping and shopping after work. I don't like shopping anymore. My back and my knees, it's hard for me to walk around a store, and I've just been so busy. It was so hot, but I got it in my head I wanted to go, so I stopped on Friday after work. Again, it was like 100 degrees. It was probably 95 at that point because, you know, it started to cool off. So walking around the store, and when it's 100 degrees and I'm already tired, I was not in the right frame of mind to be creative. There's a lot of decor pieces that I know people use for, you know, they cover them with stitching, and there was a lot of cute ones, but then I'm like, but they're cute and I don't have enough stitching projects. It's like, I kind of feel like when I get stuff like that, like I want to have something specific in mind, and I wasn't feeling creative. I wasn't feeling the creative vibe. So I went to the frame section, and I had Midnight Meow in mind, and I had measured it already, and I thought I needed a 4x6 or yeah, 4x6. So I got, there's a couple different ones. Again, this is Dollar Tree, so they're not great quality, but you know what, they're cute. And a lot of the stuff I do like this, I don't care about great quality. I just want it to be able to, you know, be stuck in a frame and look good. So I got this little gold one, which was not what I have in mind for Midnight Meow, but I just thought it was gold, you know, it was cute. Gold glitter. How can you go wrong with gold glitter? So there's something that will work for. And then I saw this more silver one. This is a 5x7. And for $1, who cares? Then I saw this black one that I thought would work really well for Midnight Meow. And it had this little hex pattern, this raised hex pattern, which I thought would work. And then I got home and I started playing with it, and with my little stickles, glitters. And I thought, you know what, this would look really cool. It's almost like a stained glass kind of thing. So I filled it in with all these different colors of the stickles in these little triangles, and I think it looks great. And I think it's going to be really cute with Midnight Meow, which I realize is, I'm folding it the wrong way, but just so you kind of get an idea. I think it's going to look really good with that. So yeah, so I did that, and it's kind of like, wow, I think that looks really good, and I wish now I had seen if there were more frames like that, because that would be fun to do. And I kind of stuck, I have a couple of like really bright, like red and pink. I didn't use those on here. I have one that was kind of a mix of a purple and with a little bit of pink, and I used that one so that pink comes out a little bit, like right there and stuff. But I mostly used the greens and then the different opal-y ones. And but I think, you know, you could use like a color theme, you know, like you could do all pink or all pink and white or whatever, and depending on the stitching piece. And it would look really good. Anyway, I think it looks good. I was kind of excited by doing that. And then I found these two, there's three. Here's the other one. There's one more. Here it is. These are stickers, crafting stickers, but I thought I could use them in my journals. I just liked them. They kind of are 3D. And this one is, what are those flowers? Flowers that I really like. Hydrangeas. And then I got some autumn leaves that are sticking up kind. And then I got these roses that are sort of the puffy metallic ones. So again, I thought I could use these in my journals in some way. And that was it. That was all my finishing haul stuff. Okay, now plans for the rest of the year. As I said, I went through my whip list, which you guys can see too, because I have that whip list on every single video. And I want to increase my number of finishes for the year. So I have 2 that I get to add. So I picked 14 projects. 10 of them are, I think, very doable, and 4 are a big ask to get those finished. So I don't know that I'm going to actually really finish all 14. I think I will finish the 10, and then of those 4 big ask ones, maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. So these are the things that you're going to see a lot coming up, because I do have this push to finish them. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on. You've seen some of them already today, because yeah. So Midnight Meow is one of them. The Little Mermaid is one. I do want to finish the lion, this cornu that I started, which is this. I did not work on that this week, but I worked on it last week. So I should be able to finish that one. Let's see, Gigi, which I just showed you. I think I could get that done this year. Italian Street Cats, which I worked on last week, not this week. This is a Chatelaine. So, I mean, I need to do just the back stitching on this part, and then, you know, the stitching up here. But really, I did all of these lemons in one evening, so I could do all of those lemons in one evening, and then the back stitching in 1 or 2 evenings, and I should be able to get that finished this year. No problem. And this could go in that gold glitter frame. That would look really cute. Okay. So let's see, Minute Meow, Gigi. Okay, the butterfly duo needlepoint. This just needs its back stitching. The actual regular stitching is finished on it. It needs to be back stitched and then blocked, obviously. So all the regular stitching is done. It just needs actually a lot of back stitching. But I really should be able to finish that this year. And then I have a couple other little needle points I could start. Tulips and fans. This is my project that I usually work on during Zooms, so I will be working on it tomorrow. And again, I should be able to finish this without too much trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these squares to finish. So I would say 5 squares to finish is probably 3 good stitching sessions, 3 to 4. because I did, last time I stitched on this one evening, and I did a whole block and then a bunch of the border. So yeah, I should be able to get that done this year. Oh, Cole's on the list, it's done. Okay, Always My Mother. Now this one, it's not a question of being able to finish it because of time. It's just, I have to be in the right frame of mind to stitch on it. This is a tribute piece to my mom that I changed all the colors. I changed it to a purple rose and changed the greens, and I'm changing the wording. And I'm stitching this all in silk. This was my first like all silk project that I started, you know, obviously after my mom passed away. Always my mother. I was gonna say always my mother, forever my heart. So there's no reason I shouldn't be able to get this done time-wise. It's just sometimes I feel like stitching on it, and sometimes it makes me sad. So, you know, that's that's just how it is. And I may get this done this year, or I may not. Anniversary of my mom's death is the end of January, so maybe I'll try and get it done by then. But every time I've said that and I kind of like have this emotional response to it, I get so many people commenting like, don't push yourself and just do it when you feel like it, and there's no need to rush on it, which is true. I want it to be a source of joy, not stress. And sometimes I feel like working on it. I really feel like working on it, and sometimes I feel like not thinking about the fact that she's gone. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, and then filigree pumpkin I really want to get done this year. That is this. So this is the one that has has a little story. I was looking for like free charts, and I found this filigree pumpkin on somewhere. I don't know where I found it. Printed it, started stitching on it, and then was like, looks kind of familiar. And then I came across this Buttons and Beads kit by Meow, which is not exactly the chart I have, but it's very similar enough that I think that the chart I have, somebody stole it from this. Which made me feel bad because it's like, I don't want to be stitching on a stolen thing. So I went ahead and I bought the chart. That way Meow is getting paid for their artwork, and I can still stitch on this with a clear conscience. So I had dyed this really, I think, pretty piece of orange fabric. So this was originally like a yellowy mustard color fabric, Aida. I think it's a 20 count, or is it a hard anger? No, I think it's a 20 count Aida or 18 count Aida, and it's probably 18. So it was this yellow mustard color, and then I dyed it with a little bit of actually I think wine. I think I used a wine, and it came out this really gorgeous mottled orange. So I'm doing this pumpkin, and I'm stitching it with white and gold, sort of a rose gold Krynic. And it's subtle, but I think it's really pretty. So I would like to get this done this year. So that one is going to come out to play. This doesn't even have a project bag. I just have it in a project bag with the other ones. Okay, so those, actually 9 because Cole was finished. Those are the ones that I think for sure I can get done this year. Now again, Always My Mother, I don't know if I will, but that's more an emotional thing than an ability to thing. Okay, the other 4 I think would be really cool to get done this year, but I think that they may be sort of a big ask, just because they're bigger projects. So the first one is All Hallows Eve by Glendon Place. I haven't worked on this since last year, I don't think, and I love it. It's one of actually the first things that I did when I first started stitching, and I don't think I don't have the cover. It's over there somewhere, because it doesn't fit in this bag. But this is how far I am on it, so probably about halfway. Let's see, so it's 12, right? So I've got 12, 11, 10, part of 9, part of 8. This, when I started it, because again, I was a baby stitcher when I started this in 2019, it was kind of a, like a test project. Like my first time I used glow in the dark. This is glow in the dark floss, and this has whisper in it. The first time I used whisper, and this has satin floss. So there's a lot of stuff that was just, you know, I got to experiment. Some of the stuff that I got that I never used before that I got for this, I've used since. But I do really, really like this project. But I only tend to stitch on it, you know, in the fall, kind of before Halloween time. So I should pull this out and start stitching on it now since it's September, right? And we'll see if I can get it done. I don't know. This one I think is a big ask. And then second big ask is my Realist Kit. Sweet William. I usually don't stitch on this in the fall. I stitch on it summer, spring. But, you know, I feel like I'm more than halfway done with it. I don't know. I don't know if this one's gonna get done. Now that I look at it, I don't know if I'm close enough. But let's see. Okay, let's see. What do you think? So basically I have this big section and then these 2. So I have those 3 kind of clumps of flowers left. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe. So I'm definitely more than half done. More like 2/3. So we'll see if I can get that last third done before the end of the year, which would be nice. This is really pretty. And then I have another Realist Kit that I could start that's hydrangeas, but I don't think it's quite as pretty as this one. I'm dropping all kinds of stuff off my desk here. So that's the second big ask. Third big ask is Autumn Equinox Pixie. This is a big ask. It's my Bella Filipina. So we have her headdress and wings that are not done, and then her whole dress and feet and everything down here. I don't know. This one is a big ask. What do you guys think? I love her. She would be really good to work on in the autumn. And then, last but definitely not least, is Catnap Faye. So if I got this done this year, that would be my second Haid finish. My first Haid finish I did at the very end of last year, Lavender Roses, which is the first one I started. I started Lavender Roses probably about 2 or 3 months into my stitching journey. So it was, you know, it was one of the first ones I started. But then I started this not long after that. And I don't know, I'm at the corner and I'm not stitching the background, but we've got her whole like wing. Let me see if I can find the picture quickly. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm at that corner, but we've got this greenery, her butt, the little cat butt, and all these wings. So not that little bit in the blue, not that blue, but all that wing. So I don't know. Can I get it done? I also think it's funny because, you know, I finished Lavender Roses last year, and have I done anything with it? No, it's sitting in my little bag of finished things. I bought a mat cutter. Yep, it's right here. Bought a mat cutter. Bought mats. Bought a frames. Actually, I bought a set of frames because it was cheaper that way. Haven't done it. Haven't done it. I tried using the mat cutter on a scrap of something, and it was more difficult than I thought. So I'm gonna really have to take one of the mat boards that is not the one that I want to use, because they're assorted colors, so I don't want to use the one that I want. I'm gonna have to take one of the other ones and really practice with that mat cutter, and I just that hasn't been the top of my priority of what I wanted to do. So this is my 4th big ask of myself. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get these done. But I figure, you know, reach for the stars, right? And then you'll, what is it? Reach for the something and you'll land among the stars. I don't know what the saying is. But in other words, if you don't try, you're not gonna get it. So I'm gonna try. The other thing is that while I want to finish these things, I don't want to stop working on, you know, all my other projects that I really like. So that takes up my stitching time too. So there you go. I had 10 pretty much doables. One of them was done, and one of them I'm still iffy about emotionally. But then I have 4 big asks. So we'll see if I can get those 14. So if I had 46, and I get, and one, I finished 2 things off of that 46, which brings it to 44, and then I have what, 14 or 13 other things, that would bring me down to like 30. That'd be good, right? That'd be good. And then I can start a bunch of new stuff. So yeah, now the reality is that then takes away a lot of the smaller projects, and then I'm left with like really big long-term projects, but that's okay. I'll start more smaller projects and probably more bigger projects. I definitely am starting a Chatelaine sometime. I don't know if it'll be this year or if it'll be at the beginning of next year. I'll be starting it as soon as I have supplies to start. I don't know which one yet. I still haven't decided. I don't think I really want to start more than one at a time, at least more than one. I say big one. The ones I'm doing are not big ones. The ones I'm doing are sort of more the medium-sized ones. Medium to small, I should even say. They're not the tiny ones. Those I've done. But I don't know that I'll ever do a really, really big one. A, just because they're super expensive to kit up, and B, because they're just, it's like the Haid idea. I love the idea of doing Haids. I have learned mentally that a regular full-size Haid. Like I started one and I don't work on it. It's just too overwhelming to even look at it. Whereas like the minis and the quick stitches, I can start those comfortably because I know that there is a reality that I will get them done, even though they're mixed in with 30 other projects. So anyway, that's my plans for the rest of the year, sort of generally. The other thing I realized, I did not work on stitching the situation this week, but I think maybe today I'm going to pull it out to make sure that, okay, I've rounded the corner here, and what I want to do is round this corner, and then the other side round the corner, and then I just realized this. Once I round the corner, I can wash the fabric. I don't have to finish the entire border before I wash it, because as long as I round the corner, then it's just straight stitching from, you know, from what I've stitched to what I stitched. Does that make sense? So I can get some of the stiffness out of this, and then I think it will be more enjoyable to stitch on, and easier to stitch on, and I'm more likely to pull it out, and it won't be a chore. Because this is another thing that it's important. It's an important project, but it's feeling a bit chore-ish right now, and I don't want that. I want to be able to stitch on it happily. You know, feel like I'm contributing to this project, and you know, and I want to get this center motif done-ish. I don't have to get it all filled in, but I have to get the basic thing done so that I can pass this on to somebody else and let somebody else stitch on it for a while. So yeah. So maybe I'll try and get those corners rounded today, and then tomorrow I can soak it and try and get some of the sizing out of the fabric. Okay, oh, everything is gonna fall off my desk in like half a second here. Okay, I think that's basically it for what I have to show you this week. Again, please join me tomorrow if you can. I would love to sit and stitch with you guys. I haven't done it since July. Yeah, I don't remember what day in July, but it was July when we did it. Getting sick just kind of knocked the wind out of my sails, and I just didn't do it in August. So we'll make up for it in September with one tomorrow and then one at the end of the month. Again, that's going to be on, I want to say the 23rd. It's Friday night. Look in the description below because it'll be listed there, and then you can private message me on Instagram to get all the information on that. So until I see you guys again, if it's hot where you are, stay cool, stay hydrated. If you're going into winter on the other side of the world, get those snuggly blankets out and have a cup of hot tea or something. But just try and stay comfortable. Enjoy your stitching, enjoy your family, enjoy your pets, enjoy your life this week. Until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. Bye-bye.